Welcome back, everybody. I'm here now with that full forecast. Again, starting it off with these current temperatures because we are slowly but surely starting to cool down. You see 51 degrees here in San Angelo, 50 up here in Abilene. First couple of places to get into the 40s, you see Eastland and Comanche, both here at 48 degrees. Brady down south, a little bit cooler down there at 46, but eventually everyone will be cooling down. Temperatures and lows going to be in the 30s for just about everyone. You see around 36 degrees here in San Angelo, 37 in Abilene, getting down to 34 here in Menard, but I'm seeing the highest just getting into the 40s, Comanche as well as Breckenridge getting right at 41 degrees. So a somewhat decent night. But as we continue into these next couple of days, temperatures are going to continue to warm up. We'll still see the 60s tomorrow, so a little bit of a cooler day, but Thursday will hit the 70s. Friday will jump again into the 80s and stay there in the weekend where we may even see the 90s if that sunshine really does pull through for us. But we are, of course, going to see some elevated fire conditions as we've been seeing over these past couple of days. As of right now, we're on the backside of the low pressure system that just passed us and is bringing us some pretty strong winds. And as our high pressure moves in for the weekend, it'll bring some strong winds along with us. So here's a look at the winds that we'll be seeing tomorrow. It'll be calm in the morning. You're still only in the single digits around 8 a.m. But as we continue into the daytime and the rest of the afternoon, that's when things really start to ramp up as they usually do. We have our peak of our fire risk happening in the highest afternoon. You see 28 mile per hour wind gusts as we get into the high afternoon. But as we get later into the nighttime, things will start to calm down again. But we'll also see some very, very low humidity levels as we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks now. You see, right now we're already in the 20s and 30s, but as we continue, we're going to have those moments in the high afternoon that are going to really cool things down. You see, in that morning time, it gets pretty decent, but once we get to the evening, you see relative humidity values in the lower teens, even a few places in the single digits, and that's going to continue as we get over these next couple of days. You see the same pattern for Thursday, but even drier. A couple places, many places actually, even in the single digits, as low as 9% here in San Angelo, 7 all the way out here in Big Lake, but around 10% right there in Abilene. And as we continue through Thursday night, we're going to see that same pattern again, where it gets a little bit wetter as we continue into the nighttime. But the long story short, we're going to continue to see those dry conditions. And because of that, tomorrow in particular, we're going to see some more of that elevated fire risk, generally elevated for most of our area and continuing into New Mexico. But those of you here in Crockett County, even getting towards Big Lake and Reagan County, that's where you're going to see some more of that critical fire risk just because it's going to be extremely dry and you're going to have those stronger winds as you're coming right off of the mountains. But as we continue through the rest of the month, it looks like we're going to keep seeing these very high temperatures and very low humidity and drought conditions. So that's only going to make things worse as we continue through the season, and hopefully we don't get too bad with fire weather. So wrapping up with that 7-day forecast, it's getting warm. It's springtime. Temperatures are rising all the way up. We're significantly above average. You see just about consistently around 10 degrees above, and it will continue to get higher to the point that we may even see the 90s at the beginning of next week.